Before we get into this video, I just want to touch on the tragic loss that occurred in the hockey community. Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau were hit and killed by a drunk driver while riding their bikes. The more info that's come out about this, the more tragic it truly has become. This happened the night before their sister's wedding, and they were both going to be groomsmen in the wedding. Johnny's wife Meredith will have to raise their two kids without their dad, and they're really never going to have the chance to know their dad. And Matthew's wife Madeline is expecting their first baby named Trip later this year. There's really no words to describe the sense of loss and heartbreak that we're all feeling right now. The Blue Jackets, the city of Columbus, and the entire hockey community are mourning the loss of these two men that were not only great hockey players, but even better people. Johnny was an inspiration to myself and so many young athletes around the world, and now every time that we play hockey, we play for the Gaudreau family. My heart goes out to the Gaudreaus. Things will never be the same, but their impact and legacy will last forever. A GoFundMe has been created to support Matthew's wife Madeline and their baby Trip. If you'd like to support the cause, I'll leave a link to that in the description below. The video you're about to see was filmed before the tragic loss, and all of the money from this video will go directly to the Gaudreau family. Rest in peace, Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau. We're going to miss you guys, and please do not ever drink and drive. Today we are getting our first look at some actual NHL 25 gameplay. As you guys know, last week the reveal trailer dropped, and let's be honest, it was a minute long, it was super fast paced, and half the time we couldn't even tell what was going on. Well, today we have a 5-minute video of nothing but NHL 25 gameplay. I'm gonna give you guys my first reaction, a breakdown of all of the features that we see, and even some secrets that you may have missed. Let's get into it. Here we go, our first look at the NHL 25 gameplay.
And this is the EA Sports NHL 25 gameplay deep dive.
Nice little edge work there, Medzi.
We're going to take a look at Ice Cube, Chell's new logic-driven gameplay system, and its suite of features, including the next evolution of Chell's skating system.
Okay, so we can finally actually learn what the Ice Cube is.
AI's complete overhaul.
Looks like it's going to be these three things
and
combined.
The new set of reactive action animations. Plus, the dynamic and deadly new
there are new one-timers. I thought I saw that in the reveal.
The game of hockey is evolving. Players are getting better,
those edges,
smarter, and more technical than ever before.
Okay.
Which is why we turn to them and our cover stars, the Hughes brothers, as inspiration for our latest gameplay innovation.
Got them in the mocap suits. After the reveal trailer, I was so confused as to what Ice Cube is, and it seems like it's just kind of a buzzword for all of the new things that they're adding to the gameplay. Seems like the biggest feature is going to be the next-gen vision control, so the new LT, Mohawks, Edgeworks, all that. Let's see what it looks like.
Control is an evolution of Chell's skating system.
Ooh, that little
LT
dodge.
Time and space on the ice.
Kind of clean, actually. I mean, he did do like a 180 to completely whiff the hit, but still a nice move.
Explosiveness, and expression on the ice for human and AI players alike.
Okay, that actually looks pretty sick. So you actually kind of use some of your momentum. You saw it especially in that Dahlin clip on the blue line. He kind of is back skating, comes to a complete stop, uses that momentum, and quickly shifts his body to the other side. They showed the NHL 24 clip. It used to be very robotic back and forth. Now you can kind of use some of that momentum to get out of tight spots. Caulfield here also uses his edges to kind of avoid a hit. I don't know if that's something that's going to be overpowered. That's the one thing I'd be worried about. It looks like he just hits LT, immediately dodges a hit, and the entire hit is pointless. To be fair though, that might be a time in real life where you don't go for the hit and instead you go for the poke check, so maybe that's a good thing. Let's see some more. We also see the new scoreboard in the top left, a nice and simple redesign. It's nice that they finally listened to the feedback. I always hated it down low. A scoreboard just belongs in the top left corner. They said it reacts to goals and penalties and such, so just keep an eye on that in the top left as we go on. So there's Kale kind of doing the same moves as Burnsy. The little chop,
to the
like it looks a little choppy, but
thread the needle through an opponent's defense.
New intercept stop there too.
On goal for better shot opportunities. For example, when next-gen vision control is active and the player is in possession of the puck in the offensive zone, they now skate with the net as the target. This opens up the player's body, creating the ability
So that's how you get kind of that mohawk move around the circles.
Shoot the puck or pass from anywhere in the offensive zone in a contextually more authentic way.
So it looks like whenever you use LT, it's going to force you to face the net and rotate your body accordingly. That's kind of what they try to do in NHL 24, is prevent you from just entering the zone, doing a complete 180 and back skating into the defenders. I will say this use of LT is definitely more realistic to what you see in the real NHL, as you see McKinnon kind of looping around the back of the net. You can use it behind the net, you can use it at the point, you can use it along the boards. This is something you're gonna be able to do anywhere, anytime. Let's be real here. This is just kind of a minor change to the LT that we had in the past, but those little movements do start to add up, like the quick tap of LT to avoid a hit or to just pivot a certain direction. Those could add to the skill gap and make the gameplay just that much more enjoyable. Let's see what we have the rest of the way.
If you are not in possession of the puck, on the offensive side, the player will target the puck when next
Okay, so the AI kind of pop
active.
out there.
This allows for more
looking for
accurate
one-tees
pass
as well.
pickups and blends nicely with the new skill-based one-timers. Defensively, next-gen vision control gives you more control to face up to
Nice
the puck
block.
at all times.
He's eating it.
Helping you keep better gaps and spacing in the zone. This allows for more predictable and
Good
responsive
intercept
positioning,
pick up there as
creating
well.
opportunities to disrupt
Nice.
passing lanes or poke check the puck off the opposition stick. Next-gen
Okay.
vision control.
So this is going to be something that you can use both offensively and defensively. Here they talk about the AI kind of being better at using the LT away from the puck. So instead of just sitting in the slot like a robot, like they actually kind of turn their body to face for a better position in 1Ts. I hadn't really thought about the defensive side of things. So you can use this both offensively and defensively. We saw a couple new pickup animations on the intercepts, as well as some new poke checks. It looked like he was kind of turning his body going this way and still poking to the opposite side with that new vision control. I had mentioned earlier about this being potentially overpowered, but since both the offense and defense get it, I think this could actually be good.
Control on both sides of the puck and provides a more fluid skating
So
experience.
there's just some
that both
close-ups
looks and
of the
feels
same
incredibly
clips that we
authentic.
just saw.
Empowered AI
Looks pretty
is
good, though.
complete
Let's get into the
overhaul of
AI.
our
This
AI
is
player
huge.
system, heightening CPU skaters' awareness of other players and positioning on the ice, giving them more fluid and helpful reads to execute in a true-to-life fashion. On top of that,
Kind of what we were
all
talking
of
about with them
Chell's
popping
in-zone
out.
strategies have been rebuilt from the ground up to allow skaters to better utilize open space and position themselves to be bigger offensive threats. We've also revamped rush plays.
I'm gonna be honest, this doesn't look crazy different. Like, it's so hard to handpick the AI clips because there's clips in NHL 24 where the AI look incredible, and then there's clips where they look absolutely terrible, and it's kind of the same thing here. So they highlight Joseph here, and he's kind of wandering around the slot until he gets open, but it doesn't really seem like he's doing all that much. The defender just backs into the goalie for no reason, leaving him wide open. So I don't even know if I would consider this like a new feature. Maybe there's some changes there behind the scenes. We'll have to see some more clips to really feel it for ourselves.
Space and position themselves to be bigger offensive threats. We've also revamped rush plays and how players establish
Okay, so
zone
here it is on the
possession.
rush. We
The
saw
AI
these
players
set up.
now read plays better and glide into offensive positions instead of just crashing the
Is
far
that
post,
really any different
meaning
than?
you'll
I
have
don't even
more
know.
options
Is that different than
each time
before?
you enter the zone.
Maybe you got that
New
guy kind of
NHL
staying up
25.
high a little bit better, but again, it's just such a minor thing, and sometimes they did it right, sometimes they didn't. As long as they're more consistent than they were in the past, I guess this is a good upgrade. But again, it just seems so minor, especially on those couple clips that we saw. So quick summary of what they're saying the new AI will do. In the offensive zone, they're going to pop out and use kind of that new vision control to get more open and open up their bodies for one-timers. When you have possession in the offensive zone, the AI should be working harder to find those openings instead of just standing still while they're covered. And on the rushes, instead of blindly crashing the net from every angle, there's going to be a guy that kind of stays high to give you that third option. What will this look like in the actual gameplay? I have no idea. I'm not super impressed by these clips, but again, if the AI is improved overall and this is something we consistently see, I guess that's a good thing, but we'll have to wait and play the game for ourselves. Last part here is the reactive actions.
New
Let's see
to
what this
NHL
is.
25, reactive actions like collision avoidance animations allow players to swim past one another.
Okay,
and
that was
into
the AI that
position
did that.
smoothly like the pros, no longer
Nice.
running into and getting tangled up with each other. Plus, all new panic turns let players quickly change direction and use their stick to take away space if they are beaten
Oh,
on
the
the
stick's
ice,
actually stuck
making
behind
defensive
it.
players more
Wait
athletic.
a second. I didn't even notice this in the reveal trailer at all. This actually seems like it could be one of the biggest parts of the game. It seems like both user players and the AI are going to have these that kind of prevents those collisions and those buildups that we saw in previous games. I really like this first clip where O'Connor kind of slips by the D. Again, that's showing that the AI can do this as well. That quick slip is just enough to get him an opening and find the back of the net. On defense, we can see this too as Lindell kind of overcommits. His stick gets stuck behind him. Then to quickly get back into position, he brings the stick over, reaching out for that poke check. I think on the grand scheme of things, this doesn't seem like much, but when you add in all of these new animations, it can make the game feel a bit smoother. And some of these actually do look promising. I got to give it to him.
More athletic and dynamic. Together,
okay, so there's some of those new animations. They kind of fall over when they make mistakes. They slip and slide a little bit.
New level of authentic intelligence and improving the moment-to-moment flow of gameplay. Thanks to IceQ opening up more offensive opportunities, the new skill-based one-timers really shine.
Okay, here's our one
Anchored
tease.
by a new in-game visual indicator that identifies a teammate as a target for a skill-based one-timer. When passing to a teammate,
okay, so it's like an NBA 2K, like you're hitting greens.
The puck arrives.
The timing window.
The timing window to nail a skill-based one-timer is dynamic and takes into account how fast the puck is traveling, as well as the shooter's abilities, like the 1T X factor. If timed correctly, you'll unleash the
green and
skill-based
reds,
one-timer,
it looks like.
which is more powerful.
That one
and
didn't have
accurate.
anything, though.
If your timing is off, the shot's accuracy drops, raising the stakes and making the action all the more exciting. Thank you for watching the NHL.
Okay, so one-timers have a new skill-based timing component where you can either get greens or reds depending on your timing and the speed of the analog stick on the shot. It looks like this will only apply to certain players on the ice that the game selects for you. So not just anyone can get this one-timer window. It has to be the guy that has the gray circles under them to initiate it. Now, the question is, why and how do these gray circles appear? Obviously, it's who EA thinks is the best guy for the one-timer. But even on this Ovi clip, these circles actually don't pop up. Now, is that because Ovi already has the X Factor ability or what? I don't know. But in that one-timer in particular, it seems like it wasn't even using the new feature. This is something I could see being huge in ESHL, especially where you actually have time to wind up and properly shoot your shots. In HUT, it's a little bit different with, again, them selecting the player that is optimal for the 1T, and then you're making that pass, and like the timing window is so quick. With you controlling every player on the ice, it's like you make the pass, you got to flick the stick instantly. I just don't know how that's going to really work in reality, but as a concept, I think adding some skill to the one-timers is not a bad idea. Now, I am curious in the percentages and how much this improves your shot. Like in this wild clip, if this would have been a green shot, does that go top right perfectly every single time? Or because it's red, did it go right into his chest? Like, it's not the best angle shot. So I'm just curious, like, how much does this actually have an impact in the game? Obviously, we see some examples here of greens that don't go in and some reds that completely miss the net. But again, is it going to be possible to score if you hit the red, or is that just a complete no-go? We'll just have to wait and see.
Exciting. Thank you for watching the NHL 25 Gameplay Deep Dive. We're excited to see how you take advantage of IceQ and its ability to create time and space on both ends of the rink. Stay tuned for more info on presentation, gameplay modes, and more.
So there we have our first look at the gameplay deep dive. Looks like we'll be getting some more info soon on the presentation NHL 25, as well as some new game modes in some upcoming trailers. All in all, I like what I saw in the gameplay deep dive today, but let's be honest, none of these features are crazy revolutionary. For the most part, it looks like a wide range of new animations to the vision control, the reactive actions, and those new one-timers. When you add all those together, it really can smooth out the gameplay and make more of an authentic hockey experience. But like always, we're not actually going to be able to tell until we get the controller in our hand and we can actually get a feel as to how the defenders react, how the AI react. Speaking of AI, the empowered AI is one of their core features in the new game, and I wasn't super impressed by what I saw, but again, that's just a couple examples. You could handpick good AI examples from NHL 24, 23, 22, and 25. If they are consistently better, of course that will be a good thing, but only time will tell. That is your first look at the NHL 25 deep dive trailer. Let me know all your honest thoughts in the comment section down below, and of course hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything NHL 25. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys next time, and peace.